Hey guys, this is Barry with FaO&x Outdoors, and we have another unboxing video. MOONCOOL. This bike is a dual motor, 500 watt a piece, and you can turn them on and off. You can just run a 500 or you can run 1,000. It's a 15 amp hour battery, hydraulic brakes. This is a mountain bike. It's outstanding. With the price point, it's at $13.99, which is insane. I just think this is going to be a great bike. I haven't opened it up yet. Just took a peek at it. MOONCOOL and I have been working together for, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months. They are a younger company. They've came out with some products in the past, and they've sent me some stuff to do, just reviews and talk to them and see what I would do different. So what a neat opportunity to work with them. I got to work with a guy named Mike that helps run MOONCOOL. So let's get into this and see how easy this is to put together. But I appreciate the opportunity to work with these guys. So let's open it up. Let's take a look at it. And if you want one of these, I'll put it in the description below. They knew my favorite color is greens. They sent me a green one, which is awesome. Thank you, Mike. And let's take a look at it. What I like is it's a dual motor, man. You'll have to have some cutters. Let's grab mine. I love that you can turn these on and off. It gives you can have, now the more power you put to it, the 500 watt, you're going to have a lot more battery. If you do 1,000 watt, you're going to have obviously less battery. I can't use this right over here. Usually I put my stuff on the fireplace. It's a little cold this morning. Let's see what we got here. What is this? So it's a 26 by 4. What company is that? Nylon. I don't know, WD? I've never heard of them. There's your battery for your front. It's pretty aggressive tires. Come on, buddy. It's got this little thing we're trying to take off here. There we go. We'll put this over here. That's heavy. Well, it's got a motor to it. All right. So it looks like it's, the welds look amazing. Let's get this bad boy off here. Packaging is a 10. What I see so far, the box had no damage to it. MOONCOOL has a bunch of accessories that will cater to whatever your, if you want a rack, it'll get a rack. There's a front thing. There's all kinds of little stuff. If you're into wanting this stuff, now it doesn't have fenders, which is not that big a deal to me. That could be important to somebody. Let's get this thing opened up here. Using my pocket knife to cut these straps. This is nice that it's about 80% put together. So all you got to do is the front tire, the handlebars, and your pedals, and you are done, which is really nice. You don't want to spend all your time building this thing. All right, I think we're at the point where we can take this out now. I love that it's well packaged, but very minimalist. You know what I mean? Doesn't have a ton of trash. Let's see, will that come off? This thing weighs, it's got a little weight to it because it has the motor. Off this stuff on the other side here. Cool. Y'all have done an excellent job at your packaging. I'm bragging about them. I'm partially like them. There's a couple of companies that I've worked with that, one, they love me. I love them. They're awesome companies. They've got me on their podcast and different stuff. But this one, I have been working with for a while. They didn't spare no cost on wire ties. There it is. All right. So this needs to be swapped around up. Alrighty. Let's open this up and see what's all inside of it. You want to come too? Oh, let's open this bad boy up right here. Am I doing okay? Where's my pocket knife? Let's see what's all inside here. Beautiful bike. The MC3 all wheel. All right. Oh, they put the keys in here. That's different. Usually have them strapped. So we got some wire ties. Got a headlight, which is not the best headlight. Little with an LED. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this, but usually the better the light, the more LEDs it has to it. And we got aluminum pedals. And they've got right and left-handed. Those are good. That's one way of saving money. Make those plastic. It's got some screws and bolts kind of bouncing around in here. That's probably for that light. Little toolkit. Let's take a look and see what you got. Oh, that's a decent flathead, or Phillips head. Really nice. These are nice. They're heavy. Y'all could spend a little less money on those and save some money. But these are like heavy. Nice tools. So I use those bike tools to work on the Jeep. And they're garbage. They'll do this type of stuff, but they're not mechanic tools. You can see they're weak. Got a manual with all your instructions. Let's see what this battery charger looks like. I don't know if I need that or not. So no fan. So this will run hot. That's a 2 amp. MOONCOol, if you make this like a 3.5 or 4 amp, it'll charge this really fast. Usually people like stuff like that. But let's put that here, and you charge it right here in the neck. It's got a really unique charger. This is where you keep there all the controls are. But all right, let's get the this on real quick. Let's back you up. Come here. All right, we'll need to get this spun around. That was just for packaging. Let's see here. Just in the neck. Now these are just 1/4-20s, so don't crank these down. They're break them. I've heard of people strip these and message me saying that they broke them. And if you do, this isn't super expensive, so just a heads up. Just want to prevent that from happening for you guys. That's going to be a different size. It's neat, man. I like this. I like the color. So far it's been extremely simple to put together. And the control panel, where I'll show you it when we put it together, is really simple. For a while there, for the last, I guess, 1.5 years or so, these big panels, control panels were on there, and they're getting more minimalist. I guess maybe to save money, because they're not really colored LCD. It's more like a black and white, but it works just the same. So let's see here. I don't want to screw up. So there's your bell, brakes. Don't hit those brakes when the battery are in there, when there's no pedal, or you'll collapse, and I shouldn't have done that. One little issue is that your lines that you have on the they don't line up, or no, it's supposed to go like that where you can see the lines, unless I'm doing something wrong. No, this is right. The lines are the wrong way. They're facing that way. You're supposed to have the lines here so you can make sure everything is leveled up. It keeps it level this way and level this way, but it's all good. Let's get them put together. It's not that big end of the world. I gotta close this thing behind me. I'm getting hot. It's a little bit chilly. I'm gonna shut you down, slow you down a little bit. It's starting to get red. That little temperature gauge on the pipe is starting to get red. You want to keep it in the middle there. The orange, it says, what does it say? Creosote, best zone, and then the red one, the red side is dangerous. The pipe's getting too hot. This was my wife's great grandmas. They would tell us stories about how this is how they kept their house warm. Now we live in South Carolina, so it's not that doesn't get crazy cold, but we get cold snaps. I've had it 9 degrees here, and I think they said they had 12 kids, and I don't know how many girls. I don't know, 4, 5, 6, something like that. But they would dry their hair over this before school, get their hair looking good. They would cook, and it's crazy how, because my family wasn't really into like family reunions and stuff like that, and my wife's family they always have something to cook. They're cooking something. I'm messing up. Let me make sure, because I want this about like that right there, and we can adjust it. But yeah, there we go. All right, and things like this need to be adjusted. So they're always cooking, which was really neat. I'll go grab the tire. I'll be right back. So they were always cooking, and having such a large family, you would not always have successful people in your family. You would have successful people, just vice versa, back and forth. You'd have some people that died young and left kids behind, and that's from the break. I mean, it's just things happen. And they would always have food at their house, which was absolutely crazy to me, because I've never experienced that, as my parents just never did that type of stuff. And I'm going to stand up and get this put on. Make sure you do the brakes first on yet. There's a washer that you need to have on the outside here. Come on, buddy. I'll just take it off. Come on. Sometimes you don't. It's got a little washer and a castle nut. So I've got everything on there. Just needs to go down. There we go. It needed to be pressed down. They always had food, and it was neat hearing the stories of when people would be on their lunch breaks. Their kids would be on their lunch breaks. They could always go to Grandma's house, and they would have food on the table, and they would fill them up. I need to put that kickstand down. And it was not a small spread. I mean, they would have chicken and turkey. And every time when I got there, been married to Crystal for 20 years. Put that kickstand down so we can work with this. They just accepted me. It was such a cool thing. And anytime I was there, they were always, even if they were just during the day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, are you hungry? We'll cook you something, make sandwiches. Just a different lifestyle. Make sure you put a little crank on this one. Don't go slack on that one. Wasn't used to that, and you don't want to. You want to be as polite as possible, like I'm not hungry or whatever. But man, they were very persistent on feeding you, or have a cup of coffee. They always had desserts. It's almost hard to say no to them. Let's put, while we're here, let's just get this light on here real quick, and back that up where this is flat, and we're going to put that on the back side, and then we have to plug it in. But when she passed away, her grandma passed away, it was like, and their grandfather, it was like an heir passed away, because it's weird. No one does those things anymore. No one picked it up. You know what I mean? Everybody has their families and their kids and stuff, and it's like a plate shattered, and everybody just grabbed their own plate. It was neat to see that when we buried him. I went to their funeral. Not a huge fan of funerals, but man, it was just, I was looking at, because her grandpa died first, and then she died not long after, and it was just like looking at them, like, and all the people that were there, that this might be the last time we see each other, because they were the kind of the glue that kept everybody together, you know. And a long story about this fireplace behind me, but so it wound up being on the back of a porch where it was becoming an ashtray. Remember when cigarettes were a thing? Some people still smoke, but so it was an ashtray. It was in somebody's shed. So when I seen it, Crystal's mom and dad had it, and I was like, man, could I have it? Because I could run the heat. There's my shop. Run heat in my shop. And he said, yeah, but he'd never sell it. If you ever get rid of it, he wants it back. He wants to keep it in the family. I was like, yeah, I'll never get rid of it. And there should be a line, 2 arrows. There it is, like that. All right, so those are on. Real quick, we've got to look at this over here. It's the cable right here. Come here, we'll show you. So there's a cable right here. And there's a cable here that needs to be screwed in. So let's see here. Should be one way only. These are good shocks, and they give you wire ties. Make sure that's on there, so I'll probably wire tie that right there. It does have screws right here, and you could connect here if you want to put a front fender on it. All right, let's grab this and wire tie it. Got to keep it away from this area right here, and get that. All right, and this didn't take very long at all. Didn't take long. So this is done. We'll probably have to do some adjusting up here, but let's put the foot pedals on. Super simple. One side is righty-tighty, the other side is lefty-tighty, and that's the left side. And this typically is a 15. Is that a 15? Yeah. Yeah. So that's a 15. So let's put these on. All right. So when it says right or R on there, that's going to be writer's R. So we'll need the left one, which is L here. And these will move. Just a heads up. Sometimes I repeat myself. But if your chain breaks on this, you can still use the motor. The motor will turn you. So someone got an e-bike and their chain broke and they walked it 3 miles. This is lefty loose, lefty tighty. Well, I guess that might be right. Yeah, left side, lefty. When you can actually just ride it. They didn't know that. So if I can teach you something, I'll do it. It just and they, I think we buried them. I think we buried the grandma this year. She had dementia, but it's just neat to hear about the working at a fueling station and sitting out front drinking pop, you know, or Coke or like that. It's just that air is not the same anymore, which is neat to hear from them. All right, everything's backwards. It needs to be flipped around. I was wrong. It's all backwards. All right, so let's flip this around. Let's flip this around because everything is upside down. This needs to be flipped around. So I'll flip this around and I'll be right back. So you remember when I told you the lines were that way? That was my fault. That it's actually right. I'm usually pretty good at blaming myself first, but everything seemed right to me. That was my fault. So the lines are actually facing this way on the handlebars, so you can level yourself, zero it, or whatever you want to do. You could plus and minus their handlebars going down or up, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But yeah, I wanted to share that story for the fireplace. It's called a Big Boy Birmingham stove range out of Birmingham, Alabama. And I don't know, just how nostalgic bikes are. You know what I mean? I think Roosevelt was the one that said that bikes are just fast enough to see the world. And this is an e-bike, but I still agree with this. You're quiet. You can see, I ran up on bears before, deer. I've just seen so much animals in the forest. I want to make sure that handles. Are we straight? Seems good, perfect. I want to make sure that's tight. And I think that's what's so great about e-bikes, is they're so quiet, and bikes in general. Ready, tighty. Come on, Barry. All right. Hopefully this thing's charged. Let me feel what this feels like. This ain't bad at all. Actually, chair. I always say the seat's comfortable, but after you're on it for a while, most people think that having a bigger seat makes it more comfortable. The problem with a bigger seat is it rubs the inner side of your legs. And so as you're riding, if you're doing any kind of distance, I do a lot of stupid like distance that most people wouldn't do. But what I've talked to people about before, come here, let's look at this. It's like, what's the furthest you've ever gone? And a lot of people just say, 4 miles, 5 miles. And this is to keep the battery safe. When you plug this in, it sends all the power up here. Putting this on here, boom. So I wanted to show you this real quick. But let's see here. How do you turn it on? These are pretty common. I'm gonna make sure. Oh, so that's front wheel, rear wheel, or all wheel. That's pretty cool. Down here at the bottom. There we go. So you hit the M, pedal assist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty cool. And your throttle's right here. And down here, you've got your rear wheel, front wheel, and all wheel. Hydraulic brakes, which is freaking awesome. Got a little bell. The thing I wish, there's a couple things I wish e-bikes would just stop doing altogether. If you're going to do a bigger bike, do an 8-speed. Got the front up here and then here. Because that 7-speed at pedal assist 5, even pedal assist 2, once you get to a certain speed, you don't feel it, like you're not working. It seems like the battery's doing all the work. Just seems like the battery's doing all the work. And but the ones that have pedal assist, or not pedal assist, but 8-speed, it seems like the batteries last longer. It feels like you're still getting a little bit of a workout. And the other thing is the chargers. I mean, a 2-amp charger, it's going to take like 6 hours to charge this thing. You put a 3-amp, 3.5 amp, it cuts it down to 4 hours, 3 hours, so on and so forth. They make them now. I've seen them 6-amp would charge this in 2 hours. That's pretty awesome, especially when it's dead. But thanks for building this with me and listening to my story. If you want one of these, I'll put it in the description below. And if you enjoy videos like this, hit the thumbs up and the notification. And I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you guys. Bye.